Good morning, travelers. Welcome to another What's Up Wednesday. On this Wednesday, we're going to discuss my budget. This would be my budget for traveling down the road and how I make money and that sort of thing. So question number one for the budget is, how do you and Jake make income? All right. I worked for 12 years as an engineer, breathing chemicals, which caused me to become disabled and have a multitude of brain injuries and short circuits, as I call them. My brain works when it wants to, and when it doesn't, it doesn't, which means sometimes I walk, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I can do mathematics, sometimes I can't. Sometimes I can read, sometimes I can't. It just depends on how my brain's functioning. The better I eat, the less stress, the better it works. Anyway, so I am on Social Security disability, and that's how Jake and I make money. We also make a little bit of money from the YouTube videos, for as the more hours or minutes that's watched, the more that a YouTube presenter will earn. It's not a great deal of money. In fact, some months I don't get paid because you must make at least $100 in order to be paid. So some months I don't get paid because some months I don't have the watchers. So anyway, we get paid through the two methods, Social Security disability and YouTube videos. Next question is, what are the ballpark figure for a budget you set up for the winter months? Well, my budget, I don't really go into like a budget and like, okay, plan for this and plan for that. I have the bills, number one, which in my case consists of cell phone, internet. That's my only bill. If you want to call it a bill, I pay a company. Next thing is food for Jake. Next thing would be propane tanks, fill those. Butane. I do plan ahead and buy the butane in the winter months so that I don't have to buy it in the summer months because it's more expensive when I leave quartzsite. And then after the propane, butane comes laundry, showers, my food, and then what's left over, I have enough for traveling and possibly some savings. Now, I've budgeted about $300 a month for gasoline because I use about 10, I get 10 miles to the gallon, 8 to 10 miles to the gallon, and I figure $300 I can travel about 800 to 1,000 miles. That's plenty of traveling in a month's time. Just because you're out here doesn't mean you can travel clear across the country at the whim unless you have the money saved up. As I've said in other videos, this summer I will be basically parking longer so that I can save cash to put into an emergency fund. I think it's absolutely stupid to drive out anywhere if you do not have an emergency repair fund. I don't care if you got a brand new vehicle. Emergency repair fund is imperative. You absolutely need one. So last year I had several repairs, as y'all know. So now it's time to replenish the emergency fund. So that's how I receive an emergency fund. I have to sit longer so that I can get there. All right, question number 4. Do you arrange to use a credit card or debit card to draw on your disability funds? My disability funds go directly into my bank, and I have my bank card, and that's how I manage my money. I don't keep money on board. Maybe $100 cash at the most. Most of my income comes off my card, and when I don't risk losing it or getting it stolen. And if the card's stolen, I can get it replaced from the bank. So my money is secure. It's not in my rig, and yeah, I use a card. Question 5, do you use AAA or AARP? AAA really sucks if you're in an RV. It's fine with a car, but for an RV, it doesn't do you a whole lot of good. And so I don't have AAA, plus it's very expensive. AARP insurance, I don't have that either, don't need it. Also, with the AARP, it funds things that I'm not happy with, so I don't deal with AARP. Question 6, do you know people who are able to live on a limited income and how they're doing it? Yes, I live on a limited income and I'm doing it, and here's how we do it. Number one, if you don't make a lot of money, you can't run all over the country, period, end of story. You have to sit longer times. So the best place to sit is at the long-term visitors areas in the wintertime. You can buy a pass for $180 and you can sit 6 months. During that 6 months, you don't have to spend a penny on gas unless you're running into town all the time. And I would suggest, because they're so close to town, getting a bike, which is not an extravagant expense, or an electric bike. Yeah, they cost money, but they help you with the gas costs. And ride your bike into town to do shopping or whatever, and just leave your rig sit. Start it, every week for a little bit so it continues running, or, move it occasionally. But that will save you an enormous amount of money for the whole summer. Then you can travel different places and stay, say, in 14-day areas and then move to the next spot. So winter down in Arizona is a really great deal. That way you can save money all winter long. New Mexico State Parks, $225 a year if you're out of state. That means you can get a state park pass. You can sit 14 days in one park and 14 days at the next park. That way you are only traveling once or twice a month, and you're not using gasoline to get from point A to point B. And if your vehicle's sitting for 14 days, you're not wearing it out either, so your repairs are a whole lot less. That's the way you make it out here on a limited income. The other way is to be careful with your resources. Be careful with your water use. Be careful with your propane use, butane use, and learn how to wash clothes by hand if you have to. It's not hard. They did it before half of you were even born. So learn how to wash your clothes by hand, and that saves some money too. Get a pumper bottle and take showers at your rig. Those are ways you can save money. There's lots of ways to save money so that you can, or put it this way, lots of ways to save cost. So you can put that money into an emergency fund, and then once you have an emergency fund and you need a minimum, I say, of 3 emergency repairs. Each repair is $1,000. Bank on it. So you have $3,000 in an emergency fund. Now you can save money to travel. Say you want to go several states. Okay, fine. Save your money. Go several states. You've got your emergency fund if you break down. You've got your travel money. You're okay. And you're still on a limited income. There are ways to do this out here. So, okay, next it says here, how much do I spend on gas? I already addressed that. I don't like to spend any more than $300 a month on gas. That's a lot of gas. At 10 miles to the gallon, that gets me quite a bit of miles depending on the cost of gas. Right now, gas is running pretty close to $3 a gallon in the state of Arizona. It's $4 a gallon plus in California. So I don't buy gas in California. I stay out of California. Some of the states up north are cheaper. At this time of the year, they're freezing up there. So Arizona, New Mexico, gasoline's going to be a little cheaper. So, get the app called GasBuddy. Find out where the least expensive gas stations are, and that's where you go get your gas. That's all I have on budget. I do have an app on my phone called Checkbook. And what I do is, it's like a check register, okay? So what you do is I have it set up so automatically every month my income goes into Checkbook. Now, I'm going to tell you, you can link Checkbook to your bank if you want to, or you can do it without linking it to the bank or the cloud. I do not link it to the bank or the cloud. It's just on my phone. So what I do is, like I said, automatically enters my income into checkbook. All right, and that comes automatically. It automatically withdraws my 2 phone bills. One's through T-Mobile and one's through Total Wireless, which is a Verizon platform. So I have 2 different phones. The Verizon one is for text and talk only. I have a little bit of data on there, but if I get in a situation where I have no service on the T-Mobile, I'll at least be able to call somebody. The T-Mobile I use for everything else because it's cheaper than Verizon. It's $55 a month for me, and that's it. No taxes, no extras, no nothing. 55 flat dollars, text, talk, unlimited income, period. And the Total Wireless is $25 a month for text and talk, and $10 extra if I want to add data. And I use their rollover card. That's, be careful when you get into those little prepaid phone things. Make sure that you have rollover data or you'll lose it at the end of the month. Mine is a rollover, so I keep adding that data if I don't use it, and I don't use it very often. So those are automatically taken out of checkbook. The other thing that's automatically taken out is the iCloud. Okay, so in order to use an iPhone, you have to buy into iCloud. So that automatically comes out too. And that's why I'm going to go to Android pretty soon, because I'm sick and tired of the cloud. I'm sick and tired of having to pay to have a storage for my photos and my videos and my backups of my phone, and then they lose my stuff. So yeah, I'm going to go to Android pretty soon. So those automatically come out. Then if I purchase something, I will log that in as an expense. If I get other income, I'll log that in as an income. So this checkbook app is a check register. It does the math for you. It automatically deducts and adds as you log in something. Say I go buy gasoline. I put down that I've paid $50 for gas. I put down whatever I want in there in the notes. Boom, it deducts $50 out of there. At the end of the month, I take that checkbook, balance it with the bank, just like you would a paper checkbook. Balances, I put a little icon in there that says it's in balance. I'm good. I can print that out if I want to. I can print that whole checkbook out monthly, yearly, weekly, or daily. Doesn't matter. I can make a printout if I want to. And that keeps track of all of my expenses. So within this app, there's also charts. So I can go to the chart page and see how much this month I spent on gas, how much I spent on propane, butane, showers, laundry. I can track all of my expenses that way. So I don't have like a straight budget that's going to cost you X number of dollars to do this or do that, because it all depends on how you want to live. I go and buy a shower at least once a month. I get showers at my rig at least once a week. I sponge bathe every day. So my shower costs are not as much as others. My water cost is not as much as others because we don't drink the water that I go and get. I buy bottled water, so that cost me is a different cost. But each cost is different depending on how you travel, what kind of rig you have, what type of things you want to do. Some people just like to stand in the shower and get long showers. I suggest you go buy one for that, because you use all your money out here. You're going to drive to go get more water. That's gasoline plus the water, so that's double charge. So anyway, I don't have like a set budget. I know what I spend for Jake's food. I know what I spend for gasoline. I know how much my phone bill costs. I know, how much everything is. You just get to know that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you have a wonderful day. Follow your heart, embrace your dreams, and cherish your life, and get out there and do something fun today. And don't let a small income stop you from travel. All right? Bye-bye.